guys, ZachFan202 here. I don't really normally post these kinds of videos, but a certain incident that happened about 2 days ago, or rather 2 nights ago, has pretty much been bothering me, and I just thought I'd send a message to the Pokemon community because it was basically just a misunderstanding, and this certain person I'm going to name has been taking things a little too far and won't let it go and is acting a little childish about it, and I don't want a war started between Pokemon fans over this kind of thing. I want us to all be united and be one and be very positive and not let this kind of thing bother us. So I'm basically just sending out a message because I don't want things to get out of hand. I'm going to start from the beginning where, in case you guys don't know, at the Pokemon World Championship, there were two idiots from Iowa who said that they were going to bring guns and shoot up the competition, making it sound like they were going to kill people. Somebody reported them to the security. They didn't even get past the parking lot. They got arrested. They're going to face criminal charges. Everybody continued on with the tournament. Everyone had a good time. Well, Eric Stuart, who most of you guys know as Brock and James from the show before the recast, as well as a few Pokemon voices, he decided to say something about it on his Facebook page. And, a lot of people say that Eric Stuart's very sarcastic. I've seen videos of him at conventions admitting that, and he tends to be a little humorous and be a little sarcastic with what he says. Well, what I would have to say is Eric made a very bad choice at a very bad time. What he said was, now that the dust is cleared and it's all over and done with and nobody was hurt by these two idiots, it can finally be revealed that their true intentions were to get the original voice actors back on the show, since the show sucks now. And when I saw that, I didn't agree with what Eric was saying. I was just shaking my head and being like, I don't really think you should be saying that with that kind of thing, because basically what Eric was doing was he was taking a jab at the current show and the current cast and was using this incident as a basis, as like a frame or like a base. And some people got the joke. Some people didn't think that he was saying he shouldn't have said that, and we're being smart about it, and some people just chose to like it or just not choose to say anything at all, and some people just decide to just say their piece on it. Well, this one particular person really went nuts over it. His name is Chris Smith. You might know him on social media by his username Christmas4477. You might remember him from 91.8 The Fan as a DJ and an interviewer. But most people know him best as Michelle Knotts, who is the current voice of Jessie and Misty and May in the current Pokemon Dub's boyfriend. Well, he started off by going on to Tumblr and just exploded on Eric Stuart, saying, "How fucking dare you, Eric Stuart? It is not okay to joke about children getting shot," etc., etc. If you go to his Tumblr page, you'll see exactly what he's saying. And I just, at first I saw it on his Facebook page because me and him were friends, because I became friends with Michelle Knotts and became friends with him because I used to listen to some of his stuff on 91.8 The Fan, thought he was a real nice guy. But I went on to Tumblr, and a few people that I follow on there were reblogging what he was saying, and I went on there and he just kept posting after posting after posting after reblogging, just lashing out at Eric Stuart over this. And he was saying that he's a disgusting human being and was reblogging people bashing him and was praising people for getting the word out. And when you look at it closely, Eric wasn't really joking about children getting shot and killed. He was just taking a jab at the new cast and was just using that as a disguise, which like I said before, thought was a really bad thing to do. But in my own opinion, that's exactly why Chris was doing it, because everybody knows he's Michelle Knott's boyfriend, and everybody knows that Michelle's on the show, so he was really just defending Michelle, in my own opinion. And anyway, I messaged Chris and was trying to calm him down and saying, you're getting a little too serious with Eric Stuart, aren't you? And he messaged me, and his exact words were, nobody's taking this serious enough. And so after that, I went on to the joke that Eric Stuart was posting to see what anyone had to say, and Chris was just making post after post, and one really bugged me. He said that if you support Eric Stuart, then you think it's funny for children to get shot or kids to get shot. And I just was all, that's not what Eric is saying at all. Eric's just making a bad choice and is just taking a jab at the new cast and is doing it the wrong way. And I once again tried to calm him down and said, I don't think he's joking, I think he's being sarcastic, they're two different things, calm down. And then Eric deleted the post, and then Chris blocked me. And I know I sent a message to Michelle Knott's, I sent a message to him through Michelle Knott's Facebook page, and I really do apologize to Michelle for that. I don't think I should have done that, but I just wanted Chris to know that I was a little upset at him blocking me for trying to calm him down and thought it was a little childish. And I went back to his Tumblr page, and he was still going at it. He was reblogging all these posts that Eric Stuart was saying that, Facebook is full of knuckleheads, so I'm just going to continue to post about the Jets and my dogs and Batman. I still believe in humanity. And he posted a comment he made by, why don't you just be an adult? And I once again messaged him on Tumblr saying, dude, you really gotta calm down about this. You're being a little childish. And once again, he blocked me. And he just kept reblogging all these people, just bashing Eric Stuart and calling Eric Stuart disgusting, and we're just taking this the wrong way. And he was praising more people for reblogging it, and I looked through the notes to see who said anything bad, and I asked some of the people I follow who were defending Eric if they said anything to him, and I think one of them told me that, yeah, I contacted him and disagreed with him, and he blocked me too. And I went on my backup page on Facebook to see what Chris was still saying about it, because he has a lot of public posts, and he just was still going on about it. He posted another picture that Eric said, saying apparently the boyfriend of one of my new castmates had a problem with my joke. A, it's a joke, and B, if you really don't like what I have to say, then come say it to my face. And he took that to his Tumblr again and was saying, I'm being threatened by Eric Stuart, and was just saying, these people who are defending him are so delusional. And that was just too much, because I've met Eric Stuart, and Eric Stuart is a nice guy. I know he comes off a bit of a dick and an asshole, but he admits that that's how he is. He's honest about it. And Chris here is just taking things out of context and is just getting people riled up. And my message to you, the community, is, don't side with Chris, don't side with Eric. Don't say anything nasty to Chris either. I'm sure he's a really nice guy, and if I ever met him at a convention, I wouldn't mind playing a game of Hanabi with him. And, I respect Eric and all the work he's done. This was just a bad choice that Eric made, and Eric realized it was wrong, and Eric took down the post, and that should have been good enough, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard from some of my friends on Facebook and people I follow on Tumblr, Chris is still going on about it, and Chris is just, he's just out for blood. He's just not going to be satisfied until he gets an apology from Eric Stuart, and he's just going to continue to do this, and that's just wrong. So, to anybody who talks to Chris or comes across what Chris says, and I'm pretty sure you will because his name is Christmas4477. Just please ignore him and ignore what Eric said and just brush it off. We don't need to let things like that, bother us. We need to be one as in this community, and we need to be positive, like I said in the beginning, and we just need to understand that Eric Stuart is not a disgusting person that Chris is making him out to be. He's just an ass, and he just likes to be sarcastic, and it was just a bad choice that he made, and he realized that, and, we should just ignore it and move on with our lives, because there are bigger issues to worry about than a little joke or a little bit of sarcasm that somebody who hasn't been on the show for 10 years and probably won't ever come back, and basically all he does right now is play with his band and go to conventions. We shouldn't just chastise him for that, because, what are you going to get out of it? That's all he does. You're basically just yelling at a brick wall. And Chris, I really hope you watch this video and just please listen to reason, man. You need to quit. You're not going to get any further with Eric Stuart, and constantly chastising him on Tumblr and on Facebook is not going to make it any better. This is a fight you can't win. So for your own sake, just please stop. And for every other fan that watches this video, I just kindly implore you, don't side with Chris and don't take Eric's side. Just forget about it, move on with your lives, and worry about bigger issues. And if anybody talks to Chris and hears a different story from him, don't believe what he said, okay? What you get from me is the truth, and nothing but the truth. I'm ZachFan202. I'm going to sign off here, and I just really hope that all the Pokemon fans out there just don't take what Eric said too seriously, and don't take what Chris says too seriously. We just need to move on and worry about bigger things. Goodbye, and it was nice talking to you.